Thought I'd do one more update on my recovery, and then I'm not going to do another one for a long time because I'm ready to leave this experience in the rear view mirror. But I thought I'd do a little bit of my PT regimen. I start off in the mornings. Of course, I have my time alone with God, and later in the day I study jiu-jitsu right there in my bed, trying to keep that mind active. And then I make my way down the stairs and get my bike and go ride it. And it's amazing how much we take for granted, or at least I used to take for granted. I mean, I knew in my head how blessed I am and how I have so many abilities that a lot of people don't have because they were born without them, or maybe they had a car accident or something like that. But like just going down these stairs, it's a major accomplishment for me compared to when I was at my worst. When I was at my worst, I actually had to hire a company, great company. They've been a lifesaver to me, by the name of Serv, S-U-R-V, and Jonathan, the owner, and then one of the employees, they came and helped me down the stairs, and it was all I could do to get down those stairs. And I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to do it. I was in so much pain. You know, I'd have muscle spasms, and it would basically just send me into almost like paralysis and pain. So, man, just walking down those stairs is a major accomplishment, and so grateful for that. I have to keep my bike in this room. We call it the tornado room. It's where we go when we're having storms at night. I have to keep it in here because the garage really gets cold. I don't want to zap my battery. So one of the hardest things is just getting the bike in and out of here. What I do normally is I tilt it up on the rear wheel by grabbing the rear brake and pulling it towards me. But that is super hard for my back. I have to really engage my core. Hey, I also want to just say a word of gratitude to all my friends and family who have encouraged me. Part of the reason why I've done this these updates on social media is for my own benefit, just to track my progress. Because, you know, whenever you have something like this, it's so hard mentally to know whether or not you're getting any better. And if you have something objective to where you can say, hey, you know, 3 weeks ago, this is what I was posting about. Now, look where I am. And you do that, and you can definitely see progress. But to be honest, I am just so thankful for all of my friends who've watched my updates and encouraged me. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. I'm especially thankful also for my buddy Dustin, who owns a contracting company, and he and his brother dropped everything they were doing, super busy, came over, put some bathroom rails in my shower. It was so dangerous getting in and out of the shower before he put the rails in, because I had to basically use 2 walkers, and it was a 1970s tub, and it was just super dangerous, and it was scary for my wife trying to help me. And I'll tell you, man, I'm so appreciative to her. She definitely fulfilled her marriage vows in sickness and in health. Till death do we part. Hey, I'm going to take a second here and just talk about what I'm doing here. So basically, I'm pushing the bike up the driveway, and this is really hard for me. I have to engage my core and breathe at the same time, which, again, we take that for granted. Give me a second here. Almost there. The next hardest thing for me to do will be getting on and off the bike. One of the things that's made it challenging is there's a dog that's really aggressive in our neighborhood. I had a bad experience with it. I've had several bad experiences with it, and I've been trying to be super patient with it. And I'm not going to shoot it because there are too many people around and houses and property and stuff. And plus, I'd like the dog to learn. I don't want it to die. I just want it to learn not to be aggressive. So anyway, this thing growls at you, and the last thing I want to do is try to run from a dog. There's no way I can. So I have bear spray here. I don't know if you can see that. And I just pray if it did what it did the other day, which it actually came on my property and growled at me on my property when I was trying to get off the bike. It's very scary. Don't want to be nursing a bite from a dog. So anyway, I've got the bear spray. I hope that the thing stays away, but if it doesn't, I won't start a fight, but I'll always finish it, and I will win. Anyway, back to recovery. So the hardest thing on the bike is getting on and off. So basically I lean it off to the side as far as possible, and then I engage the core, bring the leg over and set it down, and I'm good to go. I already have it in the right gear. Hurts a lot right now, but once I get up on the pedals and get going, I'll raise the seat a little bit, and yeah, and so ride in my neighborhood. I've been able to go to Oak Mountain State Park and ride a little bit. Just getting in and out of the car is a challenge, and riding or driving in the car is also a challenge, but it's all getting better. So I just make myself do that every day on top of my PT exercises. So yeah, back to PT. EW Motion Therapy. Ethan is one of the owners. He's been so awesome. He's come to my home and helped me in my home. Franklin is my PT who I work with. I'll be seeing him on next week, twice a week. They're giving me specific exercises for what I'm dealing with. The three things that I'm dealing with trying to correct are my hips are too far in front of me. In other words, my torso is kind of in the back seat. My left leg, which was my good leg, the leg not affected by the back, it goes to sleep and hurts. And then the last thing is I have a lot of pain in the tailbone area. We believe it's mainly muscular for that, and then the leg, we believe that it's just, you know, the fact that I've been in bed so long, you know, close to 4 months now. And so yeah, I'm gonna come on down here and get off the bike and catch you up a little bit more on things. But anyway, those three things, those three symptoms, they're all three gradually getting better. I wish that God would heal me immediately of all three of them, but I think he is choosing, for whatever reason, hold on a second, gradually to heal me from all three of those symptoms. And hold on a second, and I'm grateful that I'm getting better and not going backwards. I feel for those people who have injuries with the central nervous system that will never get better, spinal cord injuries that are permanent. Man, I really feel for them. Mine is temporary. I think it's, my daughter said it's the peripheral nervous system, not the central. So it will get better. It's just taking a long time. If I were 27 instead of 57, it'd go faster. But it is increasing. I'm getting better and better, even though my leg is really hurting right now. So I'll keep doing it every day. My goal is my annual British Columbia trip, Squamish specifically, my favorite place in the world to ride. I take a group of former clients and friends there and try to show them some of the lines and give them some tips, and that's been super rewarding for me. Close the door behind me so I don't have to worry about the dog flanking me. And then I bring this bike back in here, and here's the part I'm talking about that's pretty challenging. Grab that rear brake, engage the core, and bring the bike up onto the rear wheel. Did it. It's getting a little easier each time. I bring this in here, turn it around, so I'm all ready for tomorrow. Yeah, going to go up the stairs next. That's definitely a challenge. I kind of have to get a running start to it. And you know, you never underestimate how something as simple as walking up and down stairs can be. I kind of had to relearn how to walk. This is tough too. It's not been as difficult as those who've had, recovering from central nervous system stuff like spinal cord injury. Mine's just muscle and nerves around the surgical site and in the surgical site. So yeah, they've really had to learn to walk much harder, but I definitely did. It wasn't as long of a process, but it was definitely a process. So yeah, let's go up here, show you how I can get the stairs done, kind of get a start, engage the core. I've been trying to just have to touch the the handrail just in case I trip on these slip-on shoes. I still can't put my regular shoes on and tie them, so I have to do these slip-on shoes. But yeah, I want to catch you up a little bit more, but I'm going to take a break and get out on the deck and sit, and I'll pick you up there. I've been asked so many times, what happened? Did the doctors ever figure out what happened? Well, the short answer is no. It's still a mystery. So many things in life are a mystery. I think I referred to this experience in another video when I was a hospice chaplain, and I remember vividly one case where there was a little boy who looked just like my son, and he had brain cancer. And I remember holding him on my lap, and it was definitely holy, sacred ground. And I remember having my hand on his head, and you could just feel the tumors pushing out of his skull. And I just prayed for him, and he passed away not too long afterwards. And nobody knew why he had that cancer. It wasn't like his parents lived in Russia, the nuclear waste disaster there, Chernobyl. That's how you say it. It wasn't like he was born there or something like that. It's just a mystery. And I think there's a mystery with me. It's not nearly as heartbreaking what's happened to me than what's happened to many other people. I mean, I've had a long, full life. If I would have died from complications, which I think there was a chance I could have, I really do believe that. I was definitely a lot closer to death than I ever have been in an illness. Now, maybe in an accident, that's different, mountain bike accident or a traffic accident or something like that. But in terms of an illness, this is the closest I've ever been that I know of, and I believe I was. But I guess I'm not done yet. The answer for me on this, as I've thought about it from the medical point of view, is I think the best answer is my body just revolted against getting cut on October 7th. I'm certainly not blaming it on the doctor. The surgeon did a great job. He did a routine surgery where he went in and he cleaned out around the sciatic nerve. It was, I was having pain down my right leg. I couldn't sleep and such, and he cleaned that out. He also did a little bit more work than just the normal routine procedure. He said he ground down some bone. He said my bones are like ox bones. And I guess that's a good compliment. I guess I've been drinking my milk all my life. But he ground them down. He cut the disc, and then he cleaned up around the nerve and did some other work in there. And then, of course, when the complications started to occur, he had to go back in there and clean out again and make sure I didn't have an infection. So that's 2 surgeries in about 2 weeks. And so I really believe that my body just revolted against that. And that's why I had so much pain. And what I liken it to is, when I was a kid, I'd get stung by flying insects. Whenever I was 55 or 56, I got stung by a yellow jacket. My eyes literally they got swollen, and they were shut. And, the allergy just got worse over time. And I think that's what happened with my body. Now obviously I didn't go to medical school. I don't know what I'm talking about, but that's just my guess from talking to the surgeon and talking to the non-surgical doctor. And good news is it's getting better, but the bad news is I'll never know why exactly, but I'm okay with that. I don't know why exactly that child who I held had cancer and mine didn't. I think that for my particular situation, the way I would look at it theologically, and I had a whole nother post on this, but I would say it's 2 Corinthians chapter 12, beginning at verse 7. So if you have the Bible app and you look that up and read it and care at all about how I interpret this from a theological standpoint. Why do bad things happen to good people? Well, I don't know if I'd say I was good. How about we just say, why do bad things happen to people? That's the way I would interpret what happened to me, this particular situation. I don't say that that's the way it should be interpreted for every scenario and situation. I don't think that's the best way to interpret the little boy who had the cancer. I think there's some other verses that I would use on that, but that's a whole nother video. But that's kind of where I'm resting. And the good news is I just anticipate getting better and better each day. I hope that I can make the BC, British Columbia trip. That's my goal. And each day I do a little bit more. So again, thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting me. I just remembered 2 bike shops that have been super, super helpful to me. Both BikeLink and Cahaba Cycles have gone above and beyond the call of duty, helping me finish up some projects that were started before I was recovering from my injury, and just want to say thank you to them. Definitely more than just a business to me. Also want to say a word of gratitude to my buddy Alan at We Mount TVs. He set me up with an awesome TV and great sound bar and bass, and I really enjoyed that. Turn it up really loud whenever my wife's at work and I'm doing PT, and that's been really super helpful, and highly recommend them if you're looking for an upgrade with your TV mounting, sound system. Just trying to say gratitude to each of the companies that helped me, and then I think I've already said all the friends who've come by and visited with me and sat with me, and a lot of them I just forgotten how many times I've come by, but I'm so grateful, and there's a lot of good people out there, and I'm so grateful for them, 100%. Also super grateful to my daughter, who's almost a doctorate in PT, and her fiance Landon. My daughter's got me set up out here on the deck to where I can look out, and Landon has helped me care for myself at times when I wasn't able to, and so grateful to Drayton and Melanie and Eli and their encouragement, and I can't say how much I appreciate everyone's encouragement, And I used to encourage people too when I was a hospice chaplain, and I totally get the value of it. But whenever you're on the receiving end and you're down pretty darn low, it takes on a new meaning, and I'm so grateful. So also super grateful for Home Instead. We hired them because we didn't think I was going to be able to take a shower by myself. We hired them, and Terrence was the worker who came out. We became really good friends. He helped me shower one time, and then I was able to graduate and take care of all my bathroom stuff on my own. But he definitely still did a lot of work for about a month or so. Did my laundry, did our dishes, cooked for me, like stuff that I wasn't able to do. And while they do a lot of, care, like personal care for people who are recovering or who are ill, they're able to do things like laundry. I can't tell you how many items they cleaned out of my room for me, and cleaned up in our house, and took things to the Goodwill and did odd jobs around the house. We've logged a whole bunch of hours with them, and super pleased. And I'm going to keep a membership with them for some things that I can't do yet, and then for other things that I just don't want to do. But highly would recommend them. And so what else would I want to say? One of the things I like to do is I've been watching my diet the last only 2 or 3 days. So let's see. Time will always tell whether I can keep it up, but I've done pretty well. Having a non-alcoholic beer, and I'm having my first cigar for a long time. Does that make me a bad person? This is my favorite cigar that I've found, and there's a local cigar shop Only I'm planning on having these, holding myself to once a month. And, you know, just like Bill Clinton said, he didn't inhale. I don't inhale it. I just puff on it and enjoy it. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. And I hope you don't hear from me on this recovery stuff again for a long time. God bless.